your problem is that you keep thinking you know the law better than I do. I've been doing this a long time.
On April 11th, 2024, Santa Rosa County deputies responded to a hotel after management asked a couple to leave over a billing dispute. Both were arrested for criminal trespassing and resisting arrest without violence. 3 legal questions drive this analysis. Did the hotel's prior warning satisfy the trespass statute? Did the officer have the right to demand ID? And if the arrest was shaky, does the resisting charge hold?
Being very aggressive, screaming and yelling, yeah.
This guy?
Because they're saying we charged him for 3 nights.
Okay.
We only charged him for 2 nights. There is no way in our system to charge without it being attached to a folio.
Okay.
Screaming and yelling, want the owner, don't want to leave.
Okay. Are they current guests?
No, they checked out.
Okay. All right.
And they're saying they were going to call the cops because we saw from them. We didn't. I can show you all of it.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you want to.
Yeah. So they stayed the last 2 nights?
No, they were here Friday night, Saturday night. Checked out Sunday morning.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
So see, in our computer system, when you run a card, it goes directly into our system. 1, 2.
Okay.
Here's the first one. Here's the second one.
Okay.
This one was declined. And this is their printout. Shows the declined and the 2 sales. These 2 are mimicking because this is a
Right. Got it. Okay.
authorization.
Yep.
And then we capture their card when they come in and
Sure.
hand our cards.
Okay.
I'm not going to have them saying and scream at us.
Okay. I'll be right back. Hello.
Well, we can step out.
Okay.
So we have our privacy right. She had hers. I know you were coming to talk about that. You're okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. So tell me what's going on.
Okay, so I'm going to show you, since she showed you her paperwork.
Okay.
All right, I was charged here 104.28, right? One night. I was charged here twice. We stayed 2 nights. They charged me 3 times,
Okay.
and I just want my money back.
Okay. Have you disputed it with your
I don't
bank?
need to dispute it with the bank because they took the money. My bank didn't take the money. They took it from me.
But it's
Telling
And
us
now I
that
don't-
they didn't take it. We've got the proof that they did. And then the lady started getting that attitude with me, and I told her, no, I want to speak to your boss.
Okay.
She told me her boss is in California. Well, I don't give a about that. She's still your boss, and she needs to do her job. Because if you're not going to get a hold of somebody, then I'll call somebody else. Well, I'm calling the cops. Well, you call them. I'm not going to run because I ain't done nothing wrong.
Right. Got it.
And we can review the cameras where her boss, standing right there behind the, had to tell her to stop and be quiet because she was causing the issue.
All right. So at this point, they've got one that shows
1,
was
2.
declined, right?
Right, yes.
I
It wasn't
I
declined,
understand.
it was taken out
but
this month.
it's going to be between.
There were 4 charges.
Okay.
One got declined.
Right.
Because the guy put in the wrong number.
Okay.
Over the phone.
Right.
The lady here called me, and then we put it on his card instead of my card. The first charge was under my card.
Okay.
Right? The one that got declined.
Okay.
And then the rest of the charges went to his card under.
Okay.
So all 3 charges that were taken out are under his card. The one that was declined, yeah, I can prove our
Well,
card.
she showed me 3, but one said a pre-authorization. You know how they kind of hold until hand.
Right,
on a
and we
weekend.
waited.
Right.
We waited
Right.
2 days.
Okay.
And we were like, okay. But this morning they actually put the
They
money out.
posted. It was posted. It's
And
not
now my
pending.
bank account's in the negative, so I have a huge problem. And it ain't a call a corporate pay problem, it's a fix-it problem.
Okay.
What's going on with them?
They're just really aggressive. They're saying that we triple charged them when they stayed 2 nights. They're saying we charged them for 3 nights. There is no possible way for us to do that with our system.
Okay. But you have asked them to leave already?
Yeah, and
You have-
I said, listen, we can't. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want them trespassed?
Well, let me make sure that they understand that we didn't overcharge them. Yes, I do.
What we were trying to explain to them, and they just got hostile.
Okay.
And now the money that I had.
And then they give us this problem, guys? Then they give us this problem because I demanded to speak to her boss?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
There's
because
4
it's
cops
not-
in
it's
for
not a
what?
bank situation.
Do you have your license or anything?
No,
on you,
you're
sir?
not getting my ID.
Okay, they've already asked you to
Broken
leave.
the law.
They've already asked you to
Then
leave,
I
so
will
you
leave,
are
but you're not
trespassing.
getting my ID.
Sir, they've already asked you to leave.
Then I will leave.
No, you're
asking
still
me
here.
to leave?
No, they have to
you
ask you to leave.
asking
You've been
me to leave?
trespassed already. I need your driver's license.
No, you're not getting my
I'm going to ask you.
I have not broken the law.
Whoa, whoa,
You are not
whoa,
getting my
whoa.
license.
resisting.
What are you talking about resisting, man? Are you kidding me? Resisting what? Resisting what? Give me your phone out. I told you I would leave if you were asking me to leave, sir. That's exactly what I just said. I just said I would leave.
You never said that. No,
You have no right to do this.
If she asked you to leave,
And you have no right to do this.
if she asked you to leave,
By the way, guys, if our business is your department, you have no right to touch me, check my ID or anything. I asked you if you were asking me to leave. You would not answer me, sir.
You've already been asked to leave.
Well, then I told no. By who?
By them.
I don't care about them. I asked
do.
you.
It doesn't matter.
I asked you
It's
directly if I was being asked to leave. You would not answer
It's
me.
trespass
Then you
after
grabbed me and
warning,
put me in handcuffs.
It's
No,
trespass
sir. It's
after
not
warning.
trespass after warning.
Yes, sir,
I
it
was
is.
never asked to leave.
Yes.
We were standing here having a conversation, ma'am. You're going to deny that?
pull the camera.
Do you have your driver's license, ma'am?
You're going to deny that?
Can I have it?
No.
You're going to go in handcuffs as well, ma'am.
Well, then I'll walk out to the road.
You've already been asked to leave.
Okay, well, I'm leaving. Don't touch
no,
me.
you're going in
Don't
handcuffs.
you
Come
touch
here.
me. Whoa. 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 What the? Whoa. Whoa.
Stop being dramatic, ma'am.
No. It's
Put your
going
hands
on right
behind
now.
your back.
Are you serious?
I don't have nothing else to say to you. I don't care what you got to say. I have nothing else to say to you. What they're doing right now is illegal, man.
Okay. All right.
I asked him if you asked us to leave, and he would not answer me. And then he put me in handcuffs for no reason.
Well, you're being detained right now.
No, there ain't no detain. I'm in handcuffs. That means I'm going to jail.
Yes.
Let's go.
You're being detained.
I'm in handcuffs. That means I'm going to jail. I was not being violent. I was not doing anything. There's cameras on here. No, I'm not being detained. You taking me to jail today, buddy.
I'm not taking you to jail.
Oh, no, I'm going to jail.
Do you want to go to jail?
I'm in handcuffs. I want to go to jail. Yes,
Lawful
sir.
detainment.
Hey, don't, baby, don't talk to her. She's nobody. Oh, you put me in handcuffs because I was standing here talking to you? Who do you think you are?
I'm Deputy Vilhart with the Santa Rosa County.
All right,
Sheriff's
yeah, and I'll be
Office.
talking to IA and your boss.
Well, you don't talk to IA.
You
so-
might, well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. That's where the formal complaint goes. You know, not when you call and I want to talk to your sergeant type. Yeah, no, I know how. We were standing here having a nice, peaceful conversation, man.
Yes,
There was
and
no reason
Deputy
for
Robbins
anybody to
asked
put
you-
hands on anybody.
Deputy Robbins asked
He
you.
asked for my ID and got pissed off because I wouldn't.
No, you refused to twice
Exactly, and I don't have to give you my ID,
Yes,
bro.
you do.
I have not broken the law. What law did I break?
because they want you trespassed.
That is not a law. That is not
Yes,
a
it is.
criminal offense. No, it is not. It is a civil No.
All right, you know the law better than I do.
I
That's
asked him
right.
repeatedly if I was being asked to leave. I would leave. He refused. He didn't ask me for my ID. I wouldn't give it to him, so y'all put me in cuffs. Now we'll talk to IA. And no, when you put somebody in handcuffs, man, that means they're going to jail. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make some up. I ain't done nothing wrong, man. I ain't done a thing wrong, dude. You know it. I know you know it. That's why you've been quiet, because you know it. Wasn't nobody yelling. Wasn't nobody cussing. Ain't nobody been unruly, anything.
You're going to jail as well. Go ahead and stand up for me.
Hold on, I have a bad ankle.
Okay. Got it.
Josh, do you know, babe, you know Mom's phone number?
Yeah, I got you.
That right there, her little incident right there, I almost saw that she threw herself to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw her.
Nobody's done anything here, man. We just.
Dude, he just asked you for your ID. It was that
He doesn't
simple.
have a right to
Yes, he
ask me
does.
for my ID.
Yes,
I did
he
not break
does.
Dude, I did not break the law, bro. It takes a criminal offense for you to ID me. That is the law. That is not only the law, that is your policy. I said, no, sir, if I'm being asked to leave, I will leave. And then I was thrown in handcuffs.
They stole money from me out of my kids' mouth.
All we
Like,
needed
that was
was-
my grocery money.
I understand that, but that is a civil issue. But you make it a criminal issue when they've told you to leave and you're
She
still
told
here.
me to stay. She said, no, hold on. Let me go pull up this paperwork. Yes, she did. Pull up the cameras. She said, go back there and
going
pull
based
up the
off her
paperwork.
word. She's
Okay,
already
well,
told you to
there
leave.
is cameras.
Okay.
So she lied to you and I'm going to jail because she lied to you?
You're going to jail because she told you guys to leave, and if that's your husband or boyfriend, he's already admitted to it as well. So
So right now, like I said, you're being detained.
Well, when you put somebody in handcuffs, that means they've broken the
They
law.
come off just as easy as they go on.
Yeah, I know they do. But they're not supposed to go on unless I've broken the law.
No.
I'm not a criminal. I haven't done anything, man. I haven't broken the law. I was standing here giving you our side of the story, and then I was thrown in cuffs because I refused to ID. You can't ID somebody unless they break the law. That is the law. And then they just her too? For what?
I didn't grab her.
I know you didn't, man. But you're standing here holding me and I got handcuffs on for no reason, bro.
Can we, like, put my wrist a different way in these cuffs? It's like on my phone right here.
You've got 2 finger links in there.
Well, I can't turn it.
Or you're not supposed to be able to turn it.
I know that.
And I'm going to double lock them here in just a sec
Do you
after.
have anything on you that's going to stick me, poke me, cut me?
Nobody's broken the law here, man. This is the problem people have with police, right here. Violating my rights. You think I don't know my rights?
You're an expert.
No, I am. I'm an expert on the First, Second, Third, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights, and my rights are that you cannot ID me unless I broke the law.
Good. All right. Go and have a seat back here.
I don't know where I'm going.
Oh, we're going to
there's-
this. Yes, ma'am. We're going to this here. Go have a seat for me.
And nobody should be going to jail. Nobody's broken the law. Nobody was causing a problem for you guys, ma'am, was I? Nobody here was causing a problem for you guys. But because I refused to give my ID, I'm
Hold
going
on.
in handcuffs now?
Let's
Okay,
talk
fine.
about
We'll talk
trespass
about that.
after warning, okay? It doesn't
ma'am,
have to be,
I
it
asked
doesn't,
the officer,
listen,
I
it
asked
doesn't
you
have to be
guys.
us. It doesn't have to be us. The representative of the property has asked you to leave and you refuse to leave. That is
We
trespass.
were standing here talking to you, though. Do you understand that?
I do
So you
understand that,
expected
but
me to just
how
walk
many
away from
times
you
were you
without
told
saying
to leave
anything?
prior to me getting here?
Ma'am.
I'm asking you.
No, that's
Okay,
not
all
happening.
right.
I told the officer if I was being trespassed, I would leave.
If you don't wanna
said the
talk,
same
we're not
thing,
talking.
ma'am. Instead, you guys threw handcuffs on us because we refused to ID. Without a law being broken, you rightfully do
I just
not have a
explained to
right
you the trespass
ID.
law, trespass after warning. I just explained that to you.
Okay, that's fine.
They asked you multiple
okay,
times.
You can say whatever.
So
You
that
asked
is the
ID.
law.
I asked you multiple times.
The law.
If you're asking me to leave,
It's
I'll
not,
leave.
it doesn't have to be us. That's what you're missing. Representative of the property asked you to leave multiple times. That's why we were called.
That's why they
Okay,
called
so
us.
I'm going to jail because after you and me had stood out here and had a peaceful conversation, I get to go to jail, right? I gave you guys the courtesy of standing here and talking to you guys about things and trying to figure it out. And when you tried to ID me, I said, no, sir, I've not broken a crime, or I've not committed a crime. If you want us to leave, we will leave. Then you threw me in handcuffs.
that doesn't have to come from us.
Correct.
From,
Okay, I understand all that.
Okay,
I
see-
said multiple times, if you guys are asking us to leave, we'll
but
leave.
they asked
I
you,
said that multiple times, and you did not. You did not.
and he asked you for your identification multiple times
I didn't
after
break the
being
law,
asked
sir.
by the owner of the
I didn't break
property
the law, though,
to leave.
man.
You did. If you are here still on the property when I get here, and they've already asked you to leave, that is trespass
Yes,
after
sir. I
warning.
totally understand that, but we were standing here having a conversation, guys. I was standing here respectfully. Instead of just leaving and not waiting on you guys, I stayed here to talk to you just so you guys knew we weren't here causing a problem. We were just like, no, call your boss or somebody because this is wrong.
While we're here,
Failure to ID?
Yes.
What law is that?
You're on the property that they asked you to leave. I'm not. Yes, it's 810.011 if you want to look at
I
it.
broke the law and I did not.
That's
I asked you
trespass-
guys if I'm being asked to
That's
leave, I would-
trespass on structure or
I told
conveyance.
you guys I would leave, man. She did too. And you threw us in handcuffs anyway because we wouldn't ID.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have
Trespassing
time.
is not, look, that's civil control, and you know it as well as I do. And we told you we would leave, man. It's ridiculous, man.
Dude, we were as cool with
We
you
were
as...
asking you if you want us to leave, we'll just leave, man. It wasn't about the ID thing. I would have gave you my name. You had my name. I was showing you everything they got.
Really, your left leg up?
All I'm saying is this is ridiculous, guys. Are y'all kidding me, man?
Dude, it was ridiculous. That's why we're trying to help you
I was
out.
standing there speaking to you,
Right.
though. I wasn't...
Yes, but then as soon as, as soon as Deputy Robbins asked you, you started getting super animated and looking like you were going to take off.
If I was going to take
Man.
off, I would have left before you guys got here, man. I stayed here waiting on you because somebody
Do you
called
really
the
think,
cops.
would you really think this is what we wanted to do?
No, I don't think this is what you wanted
We
to
really
do.
didn't want to kick
And
you
this
while
is
you're
not
down.
what I wanted to do either, man. You
We were
guys
trying,
told us to leave, I would have
right, and that's what I'm saying, sir. We're trying to figure out to get your money back to see what was going on.
know
And
you
all
are.
he was going to do was issue a simple trespass warrant, which is a piece of paper.
understand that.
That was it, man. But you made it a lot more by refusing to provide identification when he asked you.
When I get asked for ID by law enforcement, it makes me feel like I've broken the law, and I really didn't,
give you a
man.
trespass warning if we don't know who you are?
Right.
It's just going to say unknown white male with
I
beard.
understand that part.
So
I
we need
understand
to
that part. smart.
to you so we can
I
issue that
understand
warning
that
and
part
get you on the way.
completely, but that
That's
was
all
my
we
whole
were trying
thing,
to
man.
do.
My whole thing was, if I'm being trespassed, I'll leave. You don't need my ID. You don't need nothing if I'm leaving, right? I'm
So
gone,
we have
no
to
more
issue
problem.
you a trespass warning because after they warned you, you didn't leave.
They did warn, they didn't ask, sir.
Well, on her sworn statement, she says that she asked you to leave. So you have the right to fight that.
told you, I'm telling you too.
And I understand
My
that.
word should hold just as much credit as hers does.
But when she says you're extremely animated and yelling, and we get here, and I walk up and you're yelling at the other deputies.
Sorry, man. Can I sit down, bro?
Let me. Hey, can he sit down somewhere? In this one, this side. All right.
Sorry, I just got to get off this foot.
You're good, man. You can slide in. Hey, man, are all the cards in your wallet in both of y'all's names? They're not in anybody else's names? As long as they're not in somebody else's name, we're fine. That's all I'm worried about. No, because at jail they won't. I'm telling you, at jail if they don't have your name on it, they won't.
to jail, man?
We've been through this.
I'll trade you.
What kind of bond?
It should be pretty low, man.
Well, we don't have any money because they just don't do. We're negative in the bank because of money and stuff. That's why we came up here, bro. We don't have any money.
Is there somebody we can call for the kids?
Nah, man. There's nobody but us, bro.
There's nobody for the kids?
Guys, we're going to jail like criminals, and we're not, bro. We didn't do it. We didn't do anything wrong.
So you told them between 2 to 3 times to leave?
I asked them to leave, and first I asked them to settle down. And I said, I'm going to get the paperwork from our night audit, which uses the transactions for the day. I tried to explain to them, they did not want me to explain to them. They said all she said was, see her. She showed me her bank account. I didn't even look at it, but she turned the phone around and she said, I have 3 entries here. And I said, well, one is pending. And I said, one will fall off. I said, in most institutions, they'll fall off between 7 to 10 business days. We have no control over that. But they were adamant that we stole money from them and that we were going to give it to them. They were not leaving, and they wanted to speak to the manager. But I did ask them to leave.
Okay. Do you mind including that in your statement that you did tell them to leave? Okay. Again, sorry. I just wanted to do the trespass warning so we can get out of here quicker, but...
You're good, man.
Can I have EMS en route to the days in the male subject stated he's not feeling well?
The last 11 years of my life trying to stay out of these handcuffs and doing the best I could to be a law-abiding citizen, a productive citizen, a part of this community that cares about this community. And now I'm being treated like a criminal, man, and I didn't do anything, bro.
All right, EMS is here to check you out. Give me 1 moment. He said he's not feeling well, and he said he's starting to turn pale. I haven't noticed any. He's on this side. I haven't noticed any color. After you're done with him, can you just check her out too? Because I had to take her down to the ground, and I just want to make sure that she's okay as well. She's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
All right. Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Take care. You're welcome.
So you know you're breaking the law right now, officer?
Why, by doing 5 over the speed limit?
With no seatbelts, man.
That's not the law. You think you know everything is the issue, sir. That's your problem. Your problem is that you keep thinking you know the law better than I do. I've been doing this a long time. You don't.
Stop and ID.
You don't. No, it's not, sir. It's not a stop and ID state.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, are you still over there?
Yeah, well, I'm over here, yeah.
On a days in?
No.
Oh, can you stop back by over there and make sure that the vehicle's locked up?
My windows are down.
Yeah, I
Don't
can.
touch my car.
Where are the keys at?
Don't touch my car.
Okay, you heard her. Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Never mind. She doesn't want her car secured.
Okay, fine, sounds good.
Thank you. Bye.
Just mad because you got told no when you're not hearing that.
You're the one going to jail, bro, not me. You're the one going to jail, not me.
Okay, and we'll have our day in court.
You will, absolutely.
See your attitude? See your attitude? You see how you got that guilty?
I don't have a guilty.
Attitude?
There's no guilty attitude,
That's
sir.
why we're scared of the cops.
There's no guilty
Your
attitude.
attitude.
177.
But I appreciate you not listening to our side of the story at all. So is it you that sets the bond now, or is it the jail?
Florida Statutes 810.09 defines trespass after warning as remaining on a structure after being told to leave by the owner or an authorized representative. The law does not require that warning to come from a cop. Hotel management qualifies. The couple had already checked out. Management asked them to leave multiple times before officers arrived. Under the plain text of 810.09, the offense was complete before deputies walked through the door. Deputy Robinson's first move was to demand identification. Florida Statutes 901.151 only authorizes that demand during a lawful investigatory stop, and that stop requires reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. In Hybel versus 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada, decided in 2004, the Supreme Court upheld stop and identify statutes, but tied that authority to a lawful Terry stop. Lawful is the operative word. The stop has to be justified before the ID demand is justified. The hotel's prior warning made the subject's continued presence a criminal offense under 810.09. That offense, not anything the officer independently observed, is what supplies the reasonable suspicion. The predicate existed. It was never clearly stated on camera before the ID demand. The male subject knew enough law to be dangerous to himself. He was right that absent criminal conduct, an officer cannot compel ID. He was wrong to assume no criminal conduct had occurred. The hotel's warning already closed that gap. The resisting charge under Florida Statutes 843.02 requires the underlying police action to be lawful. If the arrest lacked a properly established predicate on the record, the resisting count built on top of it becomes contestable, not automatically void, but vulnerable to a suppression motion. The female subject was taken to the ground after resisting handcuffing. Under Graham versus Connor from 1989, force is judged by what a reasonable officer would do at that moment, not in hindsight. She resisted. The force was proportionate. Terry versus Ohio from 1968 defines seizure as the point where a reasonable person would not feel free to leave. The moment Robinson demanded ID and the subject refused, the encounter crossed from voluntary contact into detention. Deputy Robinson gets a C. The legal predicate under 810.09 technically existed. He never delivered a clear trespass instruction on camera before moving to the ID demand. That sequencing gap is what this case will turn on. Deputy VR gets a B. She identified herself, explained the trespass statute accurately, and called EMS for both subjects after the arrest. Professional throughout. The explanation just came after the cuffs, not before. The male subject gets a B-. He understood the Fourth Amendment well enough to refuse an ID demand. His error was failing to account for the hotel's warning as a completed predicate offense. Half right, cost him the arrest. The female subject gets a C+. She stated she was willing to leave, then resisted handcuffing. Physical resistance is not a legal remedy. It created its own criminal exposure regardless of what the underlying charge does in court. Hotel management gets a B-. The warning was legally sufficient and documented in a sworn statement. The billing dispute looks like a pre-authorization hold, not an actual overcharge. Information that, delivered earlier, might have avoided the police call entirely. First lesson, know the full statute, not half of it. The male subject understood the ID threshold but missed that the hotel's warning had already triggered 810.09. Partial legal knowledge is a liability when you act on it. Second lesson, officers should establish the trespass predicate on camera before anything else. A 30-second statement naming the warning, the source, and the instruction to leave eliminates every ambiguity. The predicate existed here. It just wasn't documented in a way that survives challenge. Third lesson, challenge an unlawful arrest in court, not on the sidewalk. 843.02 does not distinguish between arrests you believe are unlawful and arrests you know are unlawful. Resistance creates its own exposure either way. At the time of this analysis, the disposition of both charges is unknown. Any defense motion will likely target whether the ID demand was lawfully predicated and whether that gap voids the resisting count. The trespass charge is harder to attack. The resisting charge is not. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like discussed in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our channel for more police interaction and courtroom content.